In this video, I'm going to compress 11 years of brutal business advice so that you avoid the mistakes and the failures that I've experienced. And if you stay until the end, I'll share with you the 10 success principles of the top 0.01% of coaches. If you're new to my channel, my name is Peter Scott. I'm the founder of Fearless Coach Academy, and where we have trained thousands of coaches since 2013 to launch and scale their coaching business. So let's dive right in. Brutal business truth number one is to achieve your own results first before you try to sell those results to somebody else. I'm shocked how many coaches are selling promises that they never achieve themselves. You know, the 7-figure empire overnight without lifting a finger. It is really eroding the entire integrity of this coaching industry. But here's the other problem with that. Not only does it compromise your audience trusting you, but it compromises your own confidence. Let me share a story with you so you better understand. When I launched my coaching business over 10 years ago, I wasn't teaching coaches how to grow their business because I hadn't grown mine yet. So who was I to teach you how to grow your business? I was a mindset and peak performance coach because that was an area that I had studied. That was an area that I had an area of transformation in and I had mastery in. And so that's where I started. The problem was I had a business coach at the time, a mentor, who told me, listen, no money is in transformation. You got to focus on business coaching. And so I trusted him. And we came up with this brand called Earn 10K Coaching, how to earn your first $10,000 as a coach. It was a great brand, great idea. The only problem was that I hadn't generated my own 10K first. And I started to try to promote this. I put together a funnel, I put together a coaching program, and I was starting to publish content on social media promoting this program. Inside, it felt disgusting to me. I felt completely out of integrity and I felt like a fraud. And my audience, felt that way too. So what I'm suggesting here is, yes, I'm coaching coaches today, but that's because we have a track record of results at this point. But when I started, I didn't. So no matter what business owner you are, what service or product you sell, make sure that you are selling a result that you've already accomplished because you will feel more confident and the marketplace will trust you more. That's brutal business truth number one. The second truth is it doesn't matter how good of a coach you are or as good of an entrepreneur you are if no one knows that you exist. Yes, that means you've got to become a student of marketing. You've got to learn how to build an audience. You've got to learn how to generate leads. You will not succeed if you are the world's best kept secret. And this is a reality and a harsh truth that really upsets a lot of coaches. Why? Because we don't get into coaching because we want to learn how to market and generate leads and grow an email list and fill a funnel, right? That's not why you're doing what you're doing. We get into coaching because we want to genuinely help people. But the problem is, again, it doesn't matter how passionate you are or how skilled you are in helping them if they don't know that you exist, if they don't know that you have a service that can help them. So as you continue to develop your skills as a coach and become world-class, I challenge you to become a student of marketing and sales and systems and build all those hard business skills that you must learn if you really want to have the impact and make the income that you desire. The third brutal business truth is to sell first to people who have the resources or people who are willing to become resourceful. Now, I'm not suggesting that you can only sell to rich people. Obviously, there's people that don't have the resources that need your service as well. But if you are going to take this vision that you have and turn it from a wish, a dream, or a hobby into an actual business, you've got to pay the bills, don't you? And so you've got to make sure that you are marketing to a niche that either has money to buy your product or service or they are willing to become resourceful. I don't believe that everyone needs the money. I know when I hired my first business coach, the one that I shared earlier, I invested $20,000 and that was money that I did not feel safe investing. It was terrifying. I had just lost my sole source of income. I had no money coming in and I took a huge leap of faith. So I wouldn't suggest that I had the resources at the time because I didn't. I actually borrowed money from family to make that happen. I took on credit card debt to make that happen. But I was what I call resourceful. And so you've got to find somebody with a painful enough problem, motivated enough to become resourceful. Either they have the resources and it's fine, or they don't, but they're willing to roll up their sleeves and get creative to get those resources together to work with you. That's how you succeed as a coach. You will struggle if you are selling to people that are broke. Okay. Now, over time, you can put together other programs that are pro bono. You can put together a nonprofit portion of your business to give back to those in need without the resources. So I'm not suggesting that you neglect those people. I scholarship people into our programs all the time throughout the year. I have a certain number of scholarship spots, and I select who I want allowed into that based on who I talk to, based on their motivation, their drive, their values, their ethics. And if it feels good, guess what? I'm not going to say you have to invest X amount to join Fearless Coach Academy. I'm going to say you are a comp student of mine for this period of time. I do that today still, and I encourage you to do that, but I want you to start by choosing a niche that has the resources to pay you. The fourth brutal business truth is don't overpromise and underdeliver. It's very easy to fall into the trap to follow the Russell Brunsons and the Alex Hormozis, and these are brilliant marketers. I love these guys. I've got their books on my bookshelf behind me, but they talk about the offer, and the offer is critically important. You may have seen me talk about it in other videos of mine, but if you're making your offer so good that you can't actually fulfill on it, and now you're actually overpromising and underdelivering, this may not affect you immediately, but in the coming weeks and months, and especially years, the world will find out. There is no place to hide today with social media if you're not delivering on what you're promising. So make sure to do the opposite. If it means you get a little bit less of a conversion rate, that's okay. Let's underpromise at first and over-deliver. Let's wow our clients so that you get raving fans and they buy more stuff from you and refer others to you. This is a really, again, I made this mistake early on. I'm calling myself out. There's times when I was in scarcity and I didn't know how I was going to pay my mortgage and all that stuff when I was starting, that I would do this stuff. And I learned my lesson, and I don't want you to learn it the hard way, which is why you're watching this video. Let's talk about the fifth brutal business truth. The fifth one is your imposter syndrome will never go away. It won't. And so I don't care if you're just starting out as a coach or if you've been a seasoned coach and you haven't hit your vision yet, there's probably an element of imposter that you still have. And in fact, I want you to have that, because if your imposter syndrome is completely gone, it means that you're playing small. It means that you're within your comfort zone. It means that you're not stretching yourself. Every time my business grows to a new revenue level, number of students, profitability, the next level is scary to me. The next level, I think to myself, who am I to do this, right? That imposter never goes away, because every day, every week, every month is stepping further and further out of my comfort zone. So don't wait for that imposter to go away. I do have some techniques around meditation, visualization, self-care, journaling that can help you quiet that so that you take more action. But know that if you wait around to feel 100% confident, you're going to wait your entire life, because that will not happen. The sixth brutal business truth is to ask for help. This is not easy to do, especially if you run a self-reliant pattern like I tend to do, which is I don't need help. Asking for help is weak. I can do this myself. I need to be independent. But the truth is you will hit plateaus. And I beat my head against the wall for a couple years when I plateaued my business as a one-on-one coach. It wasn't until I hired a mentor to help shift my mindset, teach me a new model, stretch me outside of my comfort zone, that I took massive action and massive progress in the business. So just know that if you are stuck, there's no shame in that. There's nothing to prove and there's nothing to hide. Let's be vulnerable. Let's be real and ask for help when we need it. The seventh brutal business truth is to be growth-minded instead of closed-minded. This comes from Carol Dweck's great book called Mindset. And so just know that you want to remain open-minded. That's what growth-minded means. So if, for example, you think to yourself that you're not good at tech, you don't get social media or funnels, then a growth-minded says, I may not be good today, but I'm willing to learn and I can be a student and become better tomorrow. A closed mind would say, I'm not good at this and I will never be good at this. So what strongly held limiting beliefs are you holding on to from a closed-minded space? Let's loosen those, release those, and become more growth-minded. The eighth and final brutal business truth that you must hear is this: broad is broke. Being broad as a coach is the fastest path to staying broke. If you try to be everything to everyone, if you try to solve anything for anyone, then you are going to be perceived as a wandering generality. No one will know the person that you serve, the problem that you solve, and the promise that you make, because you're trying to be a life coach for everyone. Guess what? You've got to be narrow. You've got to be specific. Every great business started hyper-focused, hyper-narrow on their niche. It wasn't until they started to scale that they started to broaden it out. If you are stuck, if you are struggling because you probably haven't chosen a specific enough niche to become a master at serving and solving their problems to grow your business. If all you did was take that one truth away from this video, it would transform your business. Now, what is one brutal business truth that you've experienced in your business journey? Leave me a comment below right now. What am I missing? And before I wrap up this video, if you got value from it, go ahead and hit subscribe right now, like the video so that you never miss a future video. And once you've subscribed, make sure to check out my next video, which reveals the 10 success principles of the top 0.01% of coaches. Click up here, watch that video now. My name is Peter Scott, reminding you to be here, act now, and fear less.